Okay, so this is the rocker shaft a bit closer, and as I start to pull it apart, see how things go together. It's always really good to do video or photos and see how things go, especially when you're not 100% sure and for the first time. So this is the first time I've ever pulled a rocker shaft apart. It's because my father was a mechanic. He didn't teach me much at all. He always wanted to be relied upon, and for me to come and ask him for help. But now he's passed away. It doesn't help me anymore. It would have been good if he trained me in these sort of things. But anyway, learn as I go. I've got a bit of just basic skills and stuff like that. So helps with pulling these things apart and seeing how things go together and how they run. So as you can see, I'm just pulling off the dirty parts of the rocker shaft, seeing how they go together. It's amazing how they do go together and all the little bits and pieces that interlock with each other. So as you can see, that's the rocker shaft.
It's all pulled apart. Whew, my goodness. You think of all the minds that put these things together. So it's pretty much in the same direction as it was complete. I'm worried if these things are a bit blocked. I mean, some things must get a little bit blocked maybe. You see down there at all? Yeah, let's see if I take that off and look, see if I can see through it. Are we supposed to be able to see through it? Can't see much. I don't know if they're supposed to be clear all the way through, but if it's not, that's one thing that'll have to change. Let's check that other rod. Can't see anything. It's all dark in there, for sure. So, wow. Now how do you put this thing back together? Far out. So they pretty much have like a little ring. You've got like a locking sort of like half ring like that. These are all dirty parts. And yeah, see, that one's still got it on there. See how they lock in on the side there? Or it's like a forced spacer, so it's keeping a certain gap and at the same time pushing into it. That's interesting to see how they, and see there's a bit of a gap there from probably that one. So I think it's important on this model, because I saw jack all on this model when it comes to these, of if you want to clean them. Stuff I do. Anyway, so that's where I'm up to. Next is just probably putting everything just in its like little bundle sort of thing. So put all the rings together. But all these are going to be cleaned. Every single thing is going to be cleaned on here. So, dirty hands. Alright, let's go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get some bucket with some fuel in it, and I'm going to soak all these and the ring, like those sort of washy things, get them all clean, and pretty much go from there. But this is pretty much in order what they look like without all its pieces together. Whew, what a setup. And if you look here, this is from the front all the way to the back how it was. You'll see there's like a lip on this side and it's flat on the other side. And if you go on the other end, it's got the lip on this side and it's flat on that side. So keep that in mind when these poles are loose by themselves. I'll take some photos there for memory's sake, but always take a few photos to keep in mind.
Now what I want to show, but with the rockers, there is differences within them. So I'll show you what I mean. If you get one of these other rockers, you will see a difference in the shape on one side. As you can see that sort of edge. So if I put two of the same on either side, you can see in the middle that that one is very different to the two next to it. Now if I get another one, you can see that one's also got the angle. So you've got to make sure you don't get those mixed up. Now grab another one. That's another just a dead straight one. So you can clearly see that one's got the angle, straight, straight, and straight.
I've cleaned these parts pretty thoroughly. Still one more section of cleaning that I still want to do. I'm going to still jet wash, but these have been soaking and I've dried them out. But I still want to just get into those, just some other little nooks that where it's not always been 100%. I want to still just get into these parts still just a little bit more, but these are extremely clean to what they were. They're still rolling pretty well. Once I do the jet wash, then I'm going to blow them out with the air compressor. So just I want to get rid of this other build-up stuff. You can see all the like extra holes inside. It's like a bit like a beehive with lots of other crevices within the actual piece of metal mold that they do for these cars. Amazing how they make them with all the just inlets and stuff like that on these. Very interesting. So you never know if over years right in here they could have trouble with blockages and stuff like that. So yeah, these have been soaking, and I've had a lot of different sort of chemicals on them to clean them, but they've come up pretty well. They look, especially on camera, they look nice and clean, but a bit more cleaning to do. And then once I air blow them and dry them out again, I'm going to soak them in some fresh new oil, and then I'll put them aside. I haven't cleaned the rods yet that go through the two long ones that go through the centers of these. That'll be next, but this is where I'm up to on the cleaning process of them.
Okay, so with a bit more degreaser and jet washing, cleaned a bit more of the side areas of the rockers. As you can see, definitely came up a lot more cleaner than they were, especially in those hard to reach places. They really come up very well. It's always a good thing when you're giving parts that were very dirty sort of a fresh start. So after that, put them in tubs of oil. As you can see, they're not fully submerged, but what I do is just turn them on their sides a bit and let them have a really good soak. They were soaking over a few days, so just to make sure they're all nice and lubed and good to go.
The rocker shafts I've had them in petrol, I've had them in degreaser, and now WD-40, but a little bit of rainwater got in there. That's what that white stuff is. But they're very, very clean. Very clean. Take them out, clean them up a bit more, and I'll show you the other ones in degreaser. So these ones that are just pure degreaser, the one that you have to water down to use it, to obviously get a lot out of it. But direct, very parts are looking very clean. Look at that. It's good news. That's just pure degreaser. What they would deem as, you can have watered coolant, and then you got the concentrated coolant. So this is just concentrated degreaser, but it's really, see the parts how clean they are. So I'll get those out and start drying both the shafts and this stuff. Done. This is the degreaser removed container with just the stuff left in it. Now I've got to put on some paper towel and start cleaning each individual part and see how they come out. Won't be long. Okay, I've got them all out and dried. Entertainment OZ. Entertainment Oz. They've come up pretty good. A lot cleaner than they were before. The camera's not really showing how clean they are, but get sort of a side angle. They are pretty shiny. Here's a better look. You can see this. Don't know why it looks black, but it's pretty much all chrome. Anyway, that's done. Now to the shafts. Okay, they're all cleaned up. They have come out extremely well. Oh, and it's hard with the chrome basin, but look at that. It's pretty shiny. So next I'm going to get the compressor out and blow all these. There's a lot of holes in them. You got the where is it? You got these holes at the back. Sorry, too fast. You got these real small ones here, all along, and then they've got the very top ones as well. Not these. These are the grooves. Oops, these are the grooves. Got holes all the way. So I want to make sure they're all plenty egan through them all. So that's going to be next. So this is what I'm talking about. Just getting something like a good air compressor tool. Go back there, and then just I won't film much of this because yeah, loud and not the most exciting, but see in there. Yeah, just clean them all up. Make sure they're all easily usable when oil flows through them. Back soon. An interesting factor which I've found is, you remember when I was trying to look through these. Now, look at this. I can see the carpet down there. Let's go back there. Look at that. See the brick? So they're clear, and before I definitely couldn't see anything. Let's try to flip it right around, and again, look at that. See, at the end of the tunnel there's some light. That's what we want. And they all blew out really well. There's no, after all the dips I put it through, which is pure petrol, and then degreaser, and then WD-40. She's like brand new, so it's good. This actually shows a bit more how clean I got them. They look bought, so that's the sort of result I look for. If it's used, you want to get it at least almost looking like you just bought them brand new, ready to install. so it's good. So what I'm going to do next is transfer these, drain as much oil as I can off them, and then put them in that big Tupperware container I got the rocker shafts out of, and go from there. These have been soaking for a few days now, so yeah, we'll get into that next. This is what I'm talking about. So when they go and put them in that container, let it run a fair bit. Boy, they've come out well, look at that. Okay, in. Next one. Alright, fresh, brand new oil, circulating on super clean parts. Let's go to the second and third. And we got all the rest have got no screw on the top to touch, so I'm going to turn the phone off, do the rest, clean my hands, and then I'll be back. What lounge rooms are good for. See the size of these containers from Bunnings, they're really good. And I'm going to try to start assembling in here. So I've got my pieces, got the shafts on the couch, all nice and clean, and all these nicely cleaned rockers and parts of the shaft train. So this will be the next part that we start.